What's up YouTube, Andre here guys, back with another video. Today we're doing a video comparison between the Samsung S9 Plus and the Sony XZ2. Now you may have noticed that my intro is a little bit different. That is because at this point in time I am filming with the Samsung S9 Plus. Now let's just switch it to the Sony XZ2. Brilliant guys, so now everything that you're seeing now is filmed on the Sony XZ2. Now I do believe that the lens is not as wide as the Sony S9 Plus, so that's why you don't see as much of my background as possible, or my head might be cut off, but this is the XZ2. So let's get straight into today's video. Okay guys, check it out. So I'm filming with the S9 Plus and the XZ2. Both of these cameras are set to full HD for now. One thing to mention is that the S9 Plus is also capable of 4K with the selfie camera. We have stabilization set to off on both with the S9 Plus and the XZ2, and also HDR off with both phones. Now I am holding the phones as far away from me as possible at an arm's length, just to give an idea of the wide angle on the front camera. Moving on guys, I have set stabilization on with both phones. This should make it a little bit more smoother because I am just walking and this is just a simple rig that I hooked up. Now moving on to the back camera, we've set the two cameras on full HD and also left the stabilization on just to give an idea of how these two phones perform. HDR is still off for now. So as I'm walking guys, this image should be buttery smooth because both of these phones have stabilizations enabled. In theory, the Sony should do a little bit better because it has 5-axis stabilization, but then the Samsung has optical image stabilization with the lens itself. Moving on to full HD with both of these devices having HDR turned on, so high dynamic range, so it should deal with lights and darks a little bit better. Now it is very cloudy outside and it's a little bit more difficult to film, but both of these devices are filming the same scenery, so you should get an idea of the difference between the two. Also, I am recording using the microphones from the phones. Now moving on to 60 frames per second in full HD. Again, both of these devices have stabilization on, so let's see how they deal with that. Now back to full HD and HDR enabled on both devices with stabilization on. This is a really good comparison because you can see the difference in colors, so between the sharp yellows and the extreme greens. Now, as well as being able to have a really good dynamic range to deal with darks as well as lights at the same time, the phone should be able to capture close-ups, so macro shots really well. Just gonna do a quick test of that and see how well they focus on this bark right here. Now in terms of zoom levels, the Sony goes up to ×8, while the Samsung S9 Plus goes to ×10. And in theory, the S9 Plus should deal a little bit better with zoom because it has dual lens setup on the back. So just going to zoom into ×2 on the XZ2 and zooming out with the S9 to ×2. There we are, ×2 on both. Should allow you to compare the zoom a little bit better. Now in terms of doing a selfie with the back camera, so what I've done is I've turned the phones around now, so I'm using the back camera on both phones. This is what it looks like. Again, I'm holding it at an arm's length, so as far as possible away from me, and I am walking, so this should give you an idea of the stabilization. Also on the back, and also the dynamic range, so how well it captures my face as well as the things around me, which seem to be really bright today. Now this is a really good test. You should be able to see the inside of the tree really well, as well as the outside, so the lighter areas and the dark areas really well. Amazing guys, so that's the Sony XZ2 versus the Samsung S9 Plus video test. Now I am back to filming with my Canon. I really want to know what you guys think. Leave everything in the comments down below, and remember, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you really enjoyed this video, smash that subscribe button guys. I appreciate all your support. Thank you for watching and have a good day.